Flash, a body reduced to beads of glass, fused in sand at the blast point's edge. Filigree, the lace of an exposed cheek over a tooth and jaw, impossibly white. Pause, the space between light and the rush of sound that crushes breath from Kevlar and rib. A moment of clarity, before the market erupts, before the Humvee pitches, then drops to its side. After image, a thickening of scar tissue, the absence of expression, of an eardrum, of an iris. Definitions: enucleation, complete surgical removal of the eyeball. Evisceration, surgical removal of the contents of the eyeball with retention of the sclera or cornea and sclera. Extenuation, surgical removal of all the eyeball contents, which may include the removal of the eyelids. Ocular prosthesis, a plastic or glass fabricated eye that replaces the volume of the enucleated eye socket. It begins with a photograph and a rug. That so much can be woven into both. One dyed in wool, the other scar tissue against the undisturbed surface of her hand. It's in her eyes. I know it's cliché, but look, there is something there, unsaid. Resignation, resolve, or just, God damn it, we've planned this since high school. You will not take this away from me too. She is in white, he a dress uniform, 3/4 view. The eye facing the camera is glass, impenetrable. The rug is tribal, meant for prayer. It is one of the few things I kept. They say the weaving of bombs into its borders, machine guns and tanks began during the Russian occupation. Now the images are of planes en route, buildings on fire, the flag, American. How do you move 1,000 pounds of concrete? Separate bodies from debris, twisted as steel bar at the exposed edge of a wound. In the expanse of aftermath, broken pieces a uniform shade of red. How do you know your own? How do you reconcile the hand held is no longer attached? Phantom pain is the body missing limb, not the reverse. That you still wake in your clothing between adrenaline and exhaustion. That the year begins as it ended, will end as it began. The t-shirt reads, "Kill them all. Let God sort them out." Skull on black cotton, XXL. They say 20,000 to 100,000 were killed, the exact number in dispute. What makes this a crusade? What number a massacre? In 1209 AD, Crusaders asked how to tell Catholics from heretics. The response, from the Latin, "Kill them all. God will know his own." Cartridge, 7.62 millimeter, armor piercing. Used in rifles and machine guns against personnel in light armored or unarmored targets. A hollow cinder block, both sides of a car body, internal walls, partitions, plaster, floors, ceilings, office furniture, home appliances, and bedding can be easily penetrated. Bedding penetrated. The Bushmaster chain gun meets the warfighter's needs. The brochure tells that it is more flexible, reliable than others. Among its attributes, scalable lethality. Again black. The background of a magazine ad, glossy stock. It reads over 120 models with one thing in common, inspired by the human hand. The image is of fingers curled around nothing, suggesting the grip of a gun. Is it the gloss, the implied wetness that is allure, or the fingers on the verge of tightening, the spasm that would follow? 10 paces from this doorway, hollow of stone. Not so much shelter as a wall against which to flatten my back. Continue to count. A breath of a pause, 6-round burst, 2-second hold, 1 single crack, and 20 more paces. From this wall to his body to doorway, my back to that wall. Definitions. Penetration. The tissue through which the projectile passes, in which it disrupts or destroys. Permanent cavity. The volume of space once occupied by tissue that has been destroyed by the passage of the projectile. Fragmentation. Projectile pieces or secondary fragments of bone which are impelled outward from the permanent cavity and may sever muscle tissues, blood vessels, etc.